Hello, I just wanted to offer a small little video to help you to feel more comfortable as you come to Mass. We're very excited to have you coming to Mass. It's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a little bit strange maybe, but we'll get used to it. The great thing is we'll be all together once again, and we'll be able to receive the sacraments. First thing we want to remind you is that these side doors, the west and the east doors, are really just going to be for handicap. This is the south entrance of the church. We would ask that you would actually utilize this entrance rather than the east and west if possible. This is going to allow the ushers to count if possible. If the ushers determine that the church is at capacity, then they will actually direct you to the auditorium, which is inside of the high school over this way. And if for some reason both the church and the auditorium are full, then unfortunately that's the best we can do, and you'll have to either watch online or come back later. Once you come through the doorway, you'll notice the auditorium is actually just straight down the hall this way. There will be no bathrooms available here in the school. If you need to use the restroom, you'll need to go back to the church and use that one there. We also have hand sanitizer available as long as supplies last, but we would ask that you would please bring them, as well as the fact that we will not be able to provide masks. This will allow for you to keep yourself safe as much as possible. As you enter the church, you'll notice that there will be a basket on the right to place your tithe into. On the left, you will notice next to the hand sanitizer, which again will be available perhaps in limited supplies. We don't have much of it. We ask that you bring your own. Are some items that if you'd like to pick them up, you may. We have especially the Rediscover Saints books that are available in large quantities. When you enter into the church, we ask that you please come as far forward as possible, filling in the front seats and moving towards the back. That will help us to do two things. Number one, to utilize the space best so that we can fill in as many people as safely possible. Second of all, it helps to eliminate a lot of air movement and breathing past people who would be sitting in the pews. At the end of Mass, we would ask that the people in the back would leave first or exit first, moving up towards the front, so in reverse order from the initial entrance. We'd ask that you please abide by these blue tape marks on the pews too. Just try to stay within them. That will help to keep the 6-foot social distancing from the center aisle as much as possible. You'll notice that I have a mask on. We would ask that all the people would wear masks coming into Holy Mass. This does two things. Number one, it can actually protect you from breathing in a possible virus in the air. But secondly, and probably more importantly, it helps you, if you're sick with the virus, to spread it. It will help you from spreading it from to other people. The CDC has told us that there are 5 days at least that someone can actually have the virus in them, but not be aware of any symptoms, and so you don't know that you actually have it. So having the mask on, if everybody has a mask on, it helps prevent the exhaling of that possibility or that virus from coming out. You'll notice in Holy Communion, we're going to have one single file line. So this is what the X's are for in the middle of the aisle, the middle of the church. This will help eliminate the possibility of two people standing side by side and with the social distancing rule of 6 feet. When you come up to Holy Communion, make sure that if you have gloves on, you don't use those gloves for Holy Communion. Take them off in the pew. It doesn't serve any purpose to have dirty gloves and then receive the host in the hand, which is the way we're going to be receiving communion, or it's been strongly suggested by the bishop. Likewise, when we come up close for communion, perhaps at the time of bowing, you might either take the mask off, or when we receive, as we normally do in the hand, placing our hands out like a throne, a beautiful, strong, flat throne, keeping our fingers closed and our palm up, place the other hand underneath. You can take the host then at that point and take down the mask at that point, or perhaps simply just pull it down temporarily. Okay? Next, you'll notice these other X's on the ground. This is where we would stand to try to keep that social distancing from the priest, which we will be wearing masks during communion, so in case we would have the virus, we would not be passing it to you. Our hands will be sanitized very carefully before communion. And if for some reason our finger would touch someone in some capacity, we would purify our fingers immediately before giving communion to the next person. We will also try to fumigate or fog the church with some sanitizer after all of the masses. The auditorium will be sanitized also after the weekend masses. Just a reminder that the bishop has said that this is not obligatory at this moment during these extraordinary circumstances to be at Mass. In other words, it's not mortally sinful if you don't come, if you feel in a compromised state or you simply just are afraid of the spreading of the virus. You can stay at home. We will have at least 1 or 2 masses that will be live streamed, so we will be doing the spiritual communion during that time, so you can stay at home and watch and participate that way. In the description section of this video, you will find links to the bishop's video where he's explaining some of these things, as well as a link to a document that's a little bit more extensive than what we just shared at this moment. So God bless you, and we look forward to seeing those of you who are coming, and the rest of you who are going to be able to come at a more safe time.